So you want to start a business. You want to get paid to post your content. You want to sell your products. You really want a business. And I'm here for it. I love it for you. But I just want you to know starting an online business, it's not for the weak. If you're new to the channel, hello, my name is Jasmine. Welcome back. So in case you did not know, I have been a full-time online entrepreneur for the past 6 years. I started during COVID in 2020 and I love it here. Okay, I'm going to preface the video by telling you I love it here. I don't see it any other way, but there are definitely a lot of things I learned in regards to running an online business. And I'm hoping that by the time you finish watching this, you'll have a new perspective and you'll just kind of know how to do certain things that I didn't know. And it'll save you a lot of time and headache. So the very first thing I want you guys to know is you have to have some form of locking in. In other words, I believe anyone can be an online entrepreneur, but you do have to have some understanding that you're your own boss and you decide whether you do the work or not. And if you don't have someone, micromanaging you, you're going to struggle. Not saying you can't overcome it and become a new person, because you definitely can, but you do have to have some level of, okay, I'm my own boss. Some level of understanding I'm my own boss and I have to get XYZ done or I'm not going to make no money. You have to have some concept of that, because there are going to be plenty of days where you don't feel like doing shit. There are going to be plenty of days where life is lifing. You're going to have plenty of days where you're just trying to figure out if this was even the best move for you. And on those days, when it is hard to show up, you still got to show up. Because if you don't, just know you ain't going to get paid. And if you don't get paid, how we going to pay that rent? How we going to pay that car note? How you going to eat? How you going to keep the lights on? Like, I can't make this up. So you have to understand, like, even if you don't feel like it, you're still going off the mood and not the plan. Or you're still going off the plan and not the mood. And I'm not sitting here saying that there's anything wrong with taking a break, right? But you do have to have some type of drive in you where you fully understand, even though I'm not getting paid, even though the views ain't viewing, even though the sales aren't salesing, I still got to show up because there's no one in my face that's going to be micromanaging me. And if I don't show up, then shit is really going to get bad. Like, you have to understand that. The second thing I learned with having an online business is you cannot compare your journey, your sales to somebody else. I know we've had several videos where we've talked about like just staying locked into what you have going on. I think a lot of that does stem from being overstimulated from social media, because when I removed all of the doom scrolling from social media, my mindset got more peaceful. I became way more grounded. You can't keep looking at somebody else's progress, whether it's weight loss, running a business, anything, and compare it to yours, because your journey is not theirs and their journey is not yours. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes. The only thing you know is what's being posted, right? And you also don't know how many days, weeks, months, years that they went through where they didn't have no sales. You don't have any idea. You don't even know this person in real life. You don't know what's going on. You don't know if they're miserable. You don't know if they're genuinely happy. Like, you don't know, they might be struggling with some type of illness. There are so many things going on behind the scenes that you don't know about. And you're literally comparing your entrepreneurial journey to theirs, and you don't have any insight on their life other than what you think you know, which is what you see on social. And it's toxic. Everyone's vision is different. Everyone's direction is different. Yeah, people may have a goal. Like, for instance, myself, like, I would love to make my first million. That's a goal of mine. But there's so many different paths and crevices to getting to 1 million. Like, there's so many different types of content and products and platforms. There's so many different types of way to get there. That doesn't mean you're not going to get there. It just means that your path is different from their path. They're going through things that you're not. You're going through things that they're not. It's two totally different things. It is literally two totally different things. But again, you don't have any concept of that because you're just comparing. You can't compare your results to theirs. I need you to just be so locked in to what you're doing, the products that you're creating, that you don't even have time to even look and see what someone else is doing. Because I can't make this up. That's when, one, you become more peaceful, which I think is above anything. But then two, that's when you can be more locked into your goal and growing it and attracting an audience for specifically what you want to sell. Okay, so stop focusing on other people. The third thing that I learned in regards to having an online business is you have to go off of your lowest months when it comes to living expenses, because, and I made the mistake. That's why I'm making this video, because everything that I'm telling y'all, I have done. Okay, I'm trying to save you some time, I'm trying to save you some headache. When I first started entrepreneurship, I came in when money was flowing. Okay, I came in during COVID, and what happened during COVID? Everybody was spending money. People were taking trips. People were buying cars. People were buying homes. Like the U.S. was just popping. OnlyFans was booming. Like, I just came in when the market was hot, right? And so, like, my first month, my second month, I'm doing like crazy numbers. I'm like, oh shit, it's only gonna go up from here, right? So yeah, let's go on this trip. Yeah, let's buy this car. Yeah, let's buy this wig. Like, yeah, hell yeah, because we only going up. When the economy leveled out and people stopped spending money, we went down. Okay, we went down, and I was going down quickly, and I had to start figuring out, okay, what am I gonna do? One thing about me, I'm very like, I know how to pivot. I will give myself that. I know how to pivot. Jasmine gonna figure it out, right? But if I had known that you need to only go off of your lower income months when it comes to how much you can afford per month, I would have saved myself a lot of stress, because it's extremely hard to create content when you're stressed. Maybe other people can do it. Kudos to them. I've learned for myself, I can't function that way. I don't feel like my best self when I'm stressed. And the only reason why I was stressed is because I had too much bills and too little money. And if I had just learned earlier to go off of your lowest months, well, then I would have made sure that I could afford my lifestyle at a minimalist level so that I wouldn't be stressed out if I had slower months. I would still have peace, I would still be grounded, and I could still slowly but surely just work on the things that I need to do to eventually get to that $1 million goal that I have, or whatever it is, right? I just can't create content when I'm stressed. So if you are someone like that, and people say that they do it. I've seen a lot of male entrepreneurs that say they close their best deals when they're stressed and they're negative 20,000 in the bank. And kudos to them. I'm not that one. I can't operate with that type of chaos. I cannot. So for me, making sure that I live on my lowest months has saved me so much headache over the years, because I learned that lesson. And honestly, it just makes you smarter with money. That's just my opinion. But yeah, that's another lesson that I learned. The fourth lesson that I learned with running an online business, I learned this one pretty quickly. So when I first started my business, I wanted people to support me, like friends, family, and I didn't get any of that. Okay, I didn't get any of that because I started OnlyFans business, and I made a video on that. But when my family and friends, and I'm going to use the word friends very loosely. Okay, we were not best of friends, but it is what people I associated with, right? When people didn't agree with that, I didn't get any support. So I had to learn that the support needs to come from within, and the support for your business will come from people who don't know you. And I used to, back then, try to blame it on, oh, they're just jealous, and sure, maybe, but also at the same time, you're not creating it for them. You're not creating it for them. Whatever type of content you're creating, it's for a specific person, and that just may not be them. Like, I know it might be, well, they support other people who, what is it? who they don't even do anything they're talking about, but they're still supporting them. Well, that they still have a choice to do that. I know that reality sucks to hear. I know it can be heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking for me too. But at the end of the day, they do have a choice. But see, on the flip side, you have a choice too. Are you going to continue being friends with someone like that, or are you going to choose not to? You have a choice as well, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if I want you to still create, I want you to still build your online business, whether you have people support or not. Because at the end of the day, they're not paying your bills. So does it really matter? Does it really matter if they shared your post? Does it really matter? And I used to think it did, and sentimentally, yes. But financially, no, because they still not gonna buy nothing you selling. So does it matter? Like, if they didn't like it, if they didn't share it, it's still not gonna take anything away from you because you're still showing up. And because you're still showing up, you're being consistent. You're slowly but surely building a community of people who love your content, who are commenting on every video, who are DMing you and telling you how much you have changed their life. I had somebody when I started my coaching business. So last year, recently, I was at the hair salon, and I've never seen anybody in real life. All of this is virtual. I'm an online coach. And she recognized me, and she gave me a hug, and she said that I really helped her change. And I'm like, oh my God, like, I really appreciate that. She had actually bought one of my products last year. So that's crazy. And she didn't know where I was. I didn't know where she was. Like, so that's just crazy. But that just goes to show you, like, you are helping so many people, whether your friends want to support it or not. You're still changing lives. You're still, you're still someone that other people take time out of their day to watch, right? That's amazing. And that's going to happen regardless of if Sally shares your post or not. So don't let people's support or lack thereof prevent you from starting your online business. If they don't want to comment, if they don't want to subscribe, yeah, I've had that too. Like, people don't want to subscribe to my channel. And this wasn't even the OnlyFans channel. This was the weight loss and fitness channel. People didn't even want to subscribe to this or subscribe to that. Let them. Just let them. Just let them. Because at the end of the day, the show's going to go on. Okay? Leave a comment down below, like this video. Was there anything that spoke to you? What are you thinking? What did you not know about online business? I can't wait to see what you guys have to say. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, and I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye, guys.